Big car updates, my friends. See everything new presented by the teams. Leave your like on the video and share with your speed-loving friends. Hello, Formula One enthusiasts. Are you ready for another exclusive? Today, we're diving deep into the news, shaking up the behind-the-scenes of the sport, especially when it comes to the Mercedes team. Toto Wolff, the great leader of the Silver Arrows, explained why they are optimistic about the progress made on the W15. Mercedes had a somewhat discouraging start to the season, it's true. Despite the W15 being received with much enthusiasm by the drivers, especially after the issues of the past seasons, they haven't yet reached the coveted podium. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell have indicated satisfaction with the steps taken during the European winter, which is promising. However, our competitors aren't standing still either. With Red Bull seeming to be a step ahead and Ferrari close behind, Mercedes has faced a fierce competition. In the last two races, we saw Russell finishing 5th and 6th, while Hamilton finished 7th and 9th, respectively. This currently places Mercedes in 4th place in the Constructors' Championship behind McLaren. But hold on, it's not time to despair. Toto Wolff brings us a glimmer of hope, my friends. He reveals that the team has been working hard since Jeddah, learning from the first two races and identifying the weaknesses of the W15. It's encouraging to see the potential of the car, especially in low and medium speed corners. However, high-speed corners have been a weak point so far. But don't worry, the team is focused on solving these issues. They hope to make progress as early as Melbourne, and the hard work will continue in the coming weeks. Energy and determination are pulsating in the factories as they work to improve the car's performance. Now, we're going to talk about the secret behind Red Bull's success this season. While everyone had their eyes on the visible changes of the RB20, what few noticed were the subtle alterations that are making all the difference on the tracks. Adrian Newey, the genius behind the machine, revealed that the changes that matter most aren't the ones that catch your eye. While everyone was debating the car's new look and the radical pontoon philosophy, Newey tells us that the real improvements are in the guts of the car. Can you imagine? The foundation of the RB20 is the third evolution of the legendary RB18, and the changes that went unnoticed are the ones propelling Red Bull to the front of the grid. It's like a secret kept under lock and key. But why so many adjustments? Newey explains that the goal is to have a car that adapts to all circuits, especially those with high downforce like urban tracks. Remember the chaos in Singapore last year? Well, Red Bull is determined not to repeat those mistakes. The engineering mastermind also reassures us that as long as they're not a disaster on urban tracks, they have a good chance of success. It looks like Red Bull is ready to soar in every race. So, let's get into it. Now I bring you some hot news directly from Ferrari. Yes, the legendary Italian team is on fire in this early 2024 Formula One season. The team boss, Frédéric Vasseur, is feeling optimistic about what's ahead. He considers Ferrari's promising start as a crucial step for the car's development throughout the year. And let me tell you folks, it's no small feat. Remember how tough it was for Ferrari last year, right? The car was quite sensitive to wind changes, which made things really tricky. But this year, the team decided to make a complete overhaul of the car, and it seems they hit the nail on the head. Ferrari is already giving Red Bull a run for their money, folks. Carlos Sainz and Charles Leclerc have already secured a podium each in the first two races, both finishing in 3rd place. Isn't that something to celebrate? But of course, we can't let our guard down. Vasseur knows that catching up to Red Bull won't be a walk in the park. After all, every team is chasing those marginal gains that make all the difference throughout the season. But check this out. We have planned updates for the future, but I'm sure we're not the only ones, he said. This means Ferrari won't be standing still, folks. And with a more stable and easier to drive car like the SF-24, it's easier to identify where they need to improve. And how cool is this? Oliver Behrman, who stepped in for Carlos Sainz in one of the races and even secured 7th place, showed that the SF-24 is a performance machine. It's this kind of thing that makes us believe Ferrari is on the right track. Oh, and let's not forget our beloved Leclerc, right? He said there might not be many updates for the Australian GP, but future upgrades could bring Ferrari even closer to Red Bull. We'll just have to wait and see. So, folks, are you ready to see Ferrari putting on a show on the tracks? I sure am. Don't forget to leave a like, share with your friends, and of course, subscribe to the channel so you won't miss anything about the thrilling world of Formula One. I'm Brian, and I'll see you at the next race. Vrum 'em.